Yay, that seems to be, that's better, isn't it? I don't know what went wrong there, guys. I do apologise. Let me just try and zoom in a bit now. I know I've got it in the right place. Oh, this is what happens when you've not been on for a while. So sorry about that. I hope everybody manages to find me again, because it was lovely to see all of your messages. How are we all doing? Right then, give everybody a bit of chance to find me again, because that was a bit frustrating, to be honest with you. Very frustrating. Right then, hello everyone. Excuse me. There we go. I don't know what happened, because it was definitely on the right orientation when I started it, but then it wasn't. So something weird happened. So hello to Lucy Ann. Hello Annalisa. Hi Julie. Diana's with us. Taneke, how are you? Emma's with us. Hello. Yes, now it's the right way around. Thank goodness for that. Wendy Tyler's with us. Amy, how are you? Lovely to see you. And Jane's with us. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Harry says hi. His order was my birthday present from the boys. Oh, that's too cute. Oh, that's lovely. Hello to Harry. I hope you're doing well. And in answer to your question, Julie, we did have a lovely, lovely holiday. Thank you all of you for your patience. Hi, Natalie. Thank you so much for your patience. Obviously, it meant that we didn't do a Facebook Live because we were in Greece. And we obviously we had to suspend shipping for the week that we were off. But we've caught up with orders that we had while we were away. And yeah, so we're all back to, we're pretty much back to normal, should I say. Hi, Ricky. Hi, Angela. Hi, Dee. So yeah, we've had a busy old time since we've got back. So we were definitely in need of the rest. I think a lot of you who follow us regularly know just how much work we've been doing recently and how busy we've been, and we've not had a break for such a long time. So it was well needed, and it was for we probably wouldn't have done it actually had it not been Aunt's sister's wedding, which has been delayed for the last 2 years pretty much. So so yeah, so finally they got hitched, which was amazing. And then we were able to have a little party and a bit of a rest in the sun, which was much needed. A little bit of sun on the skin did us the world of good, and just being basically laying down and doing nothing but read and eat and drink all week has been amazing. So we're back into it now, and I'll update you on all of the things that have been going off since we got back, because it's been straight back into it, no messing. And I've still got my holiday nails on. They've grown out a little bit, but they still look really good. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to craft with these beauties, because they are very long. I wouldn't normally have them this long, but I love them. I think they're so cool. I wish I could have them like this all the time, but typing is literally, it's such hard work. So I decided today that we would do a Halloween card, because I haven't really done any Halloween cards so far, and we're fast approaching the big day, aren't we? So I thought let's do some Halloween crafting, and I have got some bits that I've already coloured up when I was preparing samples for the website. So these are some images from the Spooky Circles stamp set that I'd already coloured. So I might use those, or I might show you how I coloured those in, so that you can see, you know, how I achieved that look, because I think they look really fun and colourful and make for a really nice background. And it might be that I do something with that, use these guys to make the focal point for a card, and maybe use some of these accessory pieces from this and then last year's Spooktacular set to make myself a little bit of a background. I did have an idea that I might do that, which I quite like the idea of. I thought that might be quite cool. Now this stamp set doesn't come with excuse me, doesn't come with coordinating dies, but the dies from the Simple Circles die set coordinate perfectly with these and leave this little white border around the outside, so they're perfect. And then the die that comes in the Spooktacular set has this this outline die here, this scallop die, which creates this this shape here. So you can use that as a bit of a background as well for your stamps, so you can create a little bit of a matte and layer situation there. So I did cut out a few of these previously in different colours, so you can mix and match how you layer these up. So you could have them on a bit of a silver background with the orange, which actually I think looks really quite cool. So I actually think that looks really fun. Or you could have maybe a purple outline, that would also be really nice. So we might be able to, we might use something like this in our background. You have got a black there as well, which just gives it another feel altogether. Some really cool ways of using that. Also in this set, excuse me, you've got the coordinating dies for your little ghouls, but the die set itself actually can be used standalone. So you do have the dies for the little bat and the little broom, and then you've also got the dies for those little the little ghosties. But this die here doesn't coordinate with anything there. It's a standalone die. And that creates you a little ghost figure what you can make a little face and some little rosy cheeks from, which is really cool. So, and you could also add these faces as well to that ghost, or to your pumpkin at the bottom here. So this is quite a good little set to use. And then obviously you've got this big background. So some different ways of using that. Now I did have an idea of, and this may or may not work. I did see somebody do something similar online and I really loved how it looked. Was to do a clear card base with kind of your character almost suspended on the front of it, which for Halloween I think just works really, really well. So I may use this as kind of my focal point on the front of my card, and then have that suspended on a clear background, which would look kind of cool. I like the idea of maybe having the purple in the background, maybe something like this kind of colour might work rather than that orange, and bring out some of that purple. That might be quite a nice look as well. We'll see. We can play. We can have a play. So yeah, this is going to be the first crafting that I've done for about 3 weeks. So I'm a bit out of practice. I've got the Too Cute to Spook die as well, which also will be kind of cute to have, I think, as a sentiment. So we might well use that as well. Because that comes with the word die itself and then the outline, which is also cool. You can lay that up on some of the glitter cardstock. Oh, we've got the Halloween. So let me think. Right, okay, I'm going to try and see if I can make a card base using some acetate. Now I've got 2 different types of acetate here. Let me have a look, see which one I think. This is quite a nice thick one. So this one is really quite thick. Now we are going to reinforce this, and this is like, and you probably can't even see it really, but it's like binder, the stuff for the front of like binders and presentation folders. So it's that little bit thicker than normal. So I'm going to get my scoring board here. I'm going to score it in half first of all, and then I'm going to cut it into a top folding card base. And I'm just going to grab a top folding card just to use as a bit of a guide. So this is my guide, but rule of thumb usually is if it's an A4 size piece of cards paper, which this is, well, it's not paper, is it, but you know what I mean, then by folding it in half, you are getting half of what you need, basically. So let's just make this a score board rather than a trimmer. And the halfway point, so let's have a look at the halfway point, is about there, I'm going to say. Let's use my card as a guide. Hopefully you guys can see this. So that would be my halfway point just there. So let's pop that there. I'm going to get my score in tool, and I'm going to score this down there. And let's see if this works. This bends, because like I say, it's quite thick, very thick. But you want it to be quite thick because some acetate is a little bit flimsy, and it wouldn't support what you're trying to do. So let's give this a little bit of a burnish so that we can get that line nice and crisp. So that now should stand up pretty much by itself, which is what we want. So that's awesome. So I like this. This is working. So let me just turn this back over. I'm not going to cut it with this machine, although this is a good trimmer. I am going to use my Tim Holtz trimmer. The only trouble with acetate is it could, you know, if you can get marks on it so easily. So I have just marked that, but I can wipe that clean. So let me get my Tim Holtz trimmer here, and we'll use the side that's clean. Anywho, so we're going to put this to size on here, and again I'm going to use my card base as a guide because I don't really do measuring, as you know. So we'll just pop this in line. Where are we? There we go. And there we go. And again, because it's super thick, you do need a pretty strong trimmer. But there we go. We've got now our card base, and it stands up independently because it's made of that really good strong acetate. So I know that's sending the screen a bit funny there, isn't it? So if you're looking for some like this, what I purchased was the binder cover acetate. So it is that bit thicker. It's like, I think maybe, I don't know the microns, maybe 250 to 300 microns, I think is what they call it. Nice and thick. Anywho, so I'll put that to one side, and I'm going to just grab my layering dies. Where are they? Because I need the A6 size. Here we go. So these are my A6 size layering dies. Let's switch on. The die cutting machine's not been switched on for a week. For 2 weeks in fact, and I need some black cardstock, so let's have a look. I'm going to do a little bit of a layering situation. Oh, shall I use orange? Shall we use some orange? No, I'll layer up the orange on top. So we'll start with black, and then we'll layer on top of the black. So, grabbing some black cardstock here. This is my... So again, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along, as per usual. These are so useful. These are my A2 size ones. I use these all the time, just because they are so incredibly useful. So this is my bit of acetate that we've made into a card, and I'm going to take the die that is a little bit smaller than that, because I want some of this acetate. I want this to look a little bit like it's floating, if you know what I mean. So I might even take the one that's even smaller. Let me see, how big is my... I mean, she's a lovely big size, actually. She is really going to take up the whole front of that card. Maybe we do this guy. No, I like her. I think she's cute. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to use this size. I think this size is going to work. I can always cut another one if not. So this is the second. The kitty is so cute, isn't it? You know me, I'm a sucker for a little cat stamp. That was one of the other great things about going to Greece. And Angie, if Angie is watching, I didn't see her name pop up, but if she's in Greece at the moment, a different part of Greece to where we went. She's there rescuing all the stray cats in Greece, and there are lots of cats everywhere you go in Greece, and we love them. So we were feeding them and stroking them, and it was lovely to see them, and they were all outside the restaurants looking for little bits of food that people dropped off their plates. Bless them. But they all did look very, very well fed. Yeah, they were definitely very well fed kitties. Sorry about the noise. So my comments keep disappearing, so I haven't seen everybody's comments. Let me just have a quick catch up. Julie says Harry's been doing amazing at school since he's been back, and Blake settled into starting school, loving learning. That's really good, because it's been a really tough time for all the schools, for everyone at school, hasn't it? Hello to Siobhan. Nicola's with us. Hi Danielle, don't worry, you've not missed much. This is did you not see this one, Danielle? This is part of the last release, the little spooky circles, the one with the doggone mutts in, that kind of thing. Annalisa says she can't wait to see this, she's never done this before. And Julie says me neither. That's cool. Oh good, I'm glad I'm showing you something a bit different. Amy says, yeah, Annalisa says she struggles die cutting acetate. Yes, it can go a bit wrong. I actually pretty much broke some of the plates with my Gemini trying to cut acetate before. So yeah, you do have to be a bit careful with that. Where are we up to? Sorry. Amy says she's feeling all inspired too. I have so many card blanks to use up, but now I want to make an acetate card. That's it now you've seen it. So I'm going to pop this on the inside, and what this will do, this will strengthen your card as well, because you're adding a little bit of card to the back there. So that should help strengthen it. And I'm going to layer that up with something else. Now, the temptation is to do it perhaps with something, because I think this would be quite cool to have a little bit of extra sparkle on the front here. So maybe, but we don't have any green. So let me think about what colour we could have in the background. Let me see what colour sparkle I've got, because we could sparkle up something else. I would love to have got I think I'm all out of the black sparkle, which was very, very pretty. Let's have a look at some of my sparkly bits. We've got a pink sparkle, that might be quite good. So we've got some glitter there. Got some pink sparkle, but it's not quite the same pink. What about this though? Oof, that's a bit cool, isn't it? What do we think? Is that a bit too much, I think. A bit too much. So we might not go with a sparkle. We have a white sparkle though. Throwing all my metallics all over the place now. And Lisa loves the kitty. Holly says, that's so cute, love the kitty. Thanks a lot for giving you another card base to use. Oh, thank you, Amy. Saying my colouring is amazing. Danielle says she'd end up starving and giving all my dinner to the strays. I know, this is it. This was us, you know, every time we went out we had, thankfully, they've definitely cottoned on to this. The hotel sold cat food at the reception. So every time we went through reception we had to buy some cat food, obviously. And feed the kitties, which was very cute. So I do have a bit of black sparkle, but I think that would be too much also. And we could go holographic, or we could colour. I mean, that is mental, but that could look really quite cool in the background there. That's definitely creating a cool little sky in the background, isn't it? I don't not like that. Or there's the green, which is kind of traditional. It's quite cute. I think maybe the green might be better. I know, I want purple. I don't know who suggested purple. Lucianne, purple, it would be perfect. I don't have any purple. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not happy with any of these choices, so what we'll do is we're going to make our own background. We're going to make our own sky, because we can. So to make our own sky, let me get rid of all of this, because we're not using any of that now. I don't think. Love the holographic is cool, isn't it? So the holographic paper is in one of our card packs, and I can't remember the name of it now, which is poor, isn't it? Let me grab my little swatch ring here. I don't think I've actually put any names on these. I don't think I swatched the holographic yet. So it is in one of our card packs. So I'll list that for you guys later, because we do have that available, I'm sure. But if you search for the A4 card stock, you should find it, no problem. So I'm going to make my own background, and I want it to be slightly smaller than this one that we've just the black that we've just cut. So let's remove the black. I mean, actually I could have done my background in purple, but I'm going to make a sky that is very similar to the one that we've created for our kitty here. So then it will kind of flow through, I think. And I'm going to make it quite moody and purple. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, but I need some cardstock. Shall I cut some larger sheets down? Because I'm running out of my pre-cut stuff, so I like to save that for my card blanks. And I think this one is too thick yet. I don't want to use the 300. I want to use the 210. So, same as before, I'm just going to cut a piece. And we can make our own little background onto here and do a little bit of stenciling. Yes, we'll do a bit of stenciling. I'm already making quite the mess. So what else has everyone been up to while we've been away? I don't know why my comments keep disappearing, which I'm finding really quite annoying. There we go. So apologies for the noise again. So let's remove this from here. Just be a bit careful with removing my tape because I don't want to rip my paper, and pop that die back on there. Try and keep as tidy as possible. I'm going to keep my kitty there as a bit of inspiration for me. I'm going to grab my silicone mat for my stenciling, and I'm going to grab my stencil. Yeah, I'll use this one actually. So this one is the Slimline stencil. So this is the Scene Builder Slimline, but you can use it on, obviously you can use it on anything. You don't have to use it on your Slimlines. And I'm going to use, what colours shall we use? I want to use a nice pink, no, some warm lipstick is a good colour. Warm lipstick, or would the pink raspberry be better? I like the pink raspberry. I'll keep both of those out. And I love Seedless Preserve, is amazing. And a bit of Wilted Violet. And then we may go super dark as well. So let's start with warm lipstick towards the bottom, and I'm going to grab my pink brush. Which one am I going to use? This one, yes. So I'm going to grab my pink brush, and let's just start this off at the bottom with some pink clouds. And then you can just move your stencil around and just keep adding a little bit more of the pink. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to add some of the pink so it's not so white. Yes, that's cute. And then let's go this side here. I'm going to go into some picked raspberry this time, just to deepen the pinks. And let's flip that over and go for, I think I'll do two layers of each. I might have to give this a little bit of a clean off now, because I'm just using what ink is left on my brush now, just to go over the tops of those, just to soften the edges of those other clouds. I just love the way that these cloud stencils work. They're so easy and they make such a really cool effect and a cool atmosphere. I'm going to wipe off my brush with my microfiber cloth and pop that back, and then I'm going to swap it out for a purple one after I've just given my stencil a bit of a clean, because I don't want to get, it doesn't really matter too much if your pink goes into your purple, because they will blend together, but just to keep it a bit of a crisper finish, sometimes it's a good idea just to give it a bit of a clean in between, I think. And let me just grab a bit of kitchen roll here. Oh dear, there we go. Just to make sure that that's fully dry. let's reposition that, and let's think, that's quite a good spot to start. And grab my purple. Lucianne says she stamped and embossed all last year's Xmas stamps. Well done to you. That sounds like a lot of work. Amy says that looks yummy already. Yeah, I have not even thought about Christmas cards yet. That's mental. We were, you know, when we came home, oh, it was so cold after being in all that lovely sunshine, and we were like, oh, we've definitely fast forwarded to winter here. Feel like we've barely even had any autumn really. And flip that over and add a bit more purple on there. So this is the Wilted Violet, which is a lovely colour, and where I've got those whiter bits, I'm just going to use the ink that's left on the brush just to blend those in a little bit, and that will just pull all of those together, which is really lovely. I might just take a little bit of the ink off this pink as well, just to bring those a little bit closer. Lovely. That looks so good already, doesn't it? Just deepen that purple there in that middle section, I think. Beautiful. Okay, so, and then the final bit is to add a bit of this Seedless Preserve, which is one of my favourite colours. It's a little bit of a brighter purple. I mean, the Dusty Concord actually might be really nice. Let me just do a little experiment on this little scrap, because I don't know if I want to go a little bit more, a bit more moody purple here. I like the Dusty Concord. That's quite cool, isn't it? That might be a bit better, because the Seedless Preserve is quite bright. Look, that's a very different shade. So it is one of my favourites, but I think the Dusty Concord is going to be a better colour compared to that's too close to the pink. So let's try some Dusty Concord. So I'm just going to rub my purple, and let's let's have a look. This is a good position just there. I like that. So this Dusty Concord is not a distress oxide, it is just a distress ink. So it does have a slightly different, I don't know, just it works slightly differently on the paper. It still works really nicely, but I don't think it gives that creamy kind of effect that you get with the oxides. But for this kind of look, I think it's going to work, because it's going to give me that kind of eerie kind of a sky. You see, that's creating a really nice effect. And I think we'll go with quite like that. Good, I like that. And oops, let's turn this around, and yeah. So I'm just using half of my stencil here to create my own little pattern there, and then I'm just going to blend this top bit down a little bit. A bit more intensity over the top. That just gives us a little bit of mood. Yeah, I like that. I think that's worked out really well. And we'll just flip this around a little bit. think that looks really good. What do you think? Nice little atmospheric background that works really well with the colours that we've used for our cat. So I think that does work really well. We could add a little bit of the yellowy orange at the bottom, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. And then we'll do a little bit of splattering and a bit of spraying with our shimmer spray, because that'll bring it all together with everything else that we've done. So I'll try not to spray literally everything with it. So again, just going to clean off my brush. The blender brushes, the rainbow blender brushes, are back in stock for anybody who missed out on them previously, as well as the stackable brushes. If you've not seen those, they're also back in stock as well. So yeah, if you've been looking for those. In other news, let's update you on what else is going on. Just looking at catching up on some of your comments. So other news is that we are going to be at Stamperama on the 23rd of October, which is really cool. So if any of you guys are in the area or in its travel distance, then please, we would love to see you. We'd love to see you in person, for definite. That would be so cool if you could come and see us. No water in there. Have I got water in my spray bottle? Yes, I have. So let's do a little bit of see if I can not wet everything inside. That looks like a good spray. And just let it settle a little bit so that the water has a chance to take hold. And then I'm just going to use my little bit of kitchen roll to dab that up. And you can see that that's made a lovely textured effect, lovely splattered effect. I am going to get my homemade splatter box out for the next bit, because this is the bit that is fully messy. Where's my silver? There it is. So this is our Silver Sparkle Shimmer Spray, and you can see here that all of the colour, the sparkle has settled in the bottom. So what you need to do is shake it from side to side, which I'll do off camera because it'll send you all a bit weird. But if you just shake it from side to side rather than up and down, then you won't end up with it blocking your nozzle when all the mica goes up there. Danielle says, oh, the background is lush. Thank you so much. Amy says, yes, I'm excited to be going to Stamperama. Can't wait to have a catch up and take your class. Fantastic. You'll have to remind me. I'll have to have a look at that, because I know you said, I think you mentioned, didn't you, that it says I'm doing a class. I don't know what class I'm doing, so I need to have a look at that, because I'm not sure I'm doing a class, but I don't mind doing a class. There will definitely be demonstrations on the booth, though, that's for sure. So I've sprayed that on there. I've done it quite heavy because I want the silver sparkle to show through. It'd be so great if a few of you could come. It would be amazing. I know it's a long way for some people because it's in the north, you know, and depending on where you're based, it could be a bit of a trek. But it's a great show. We've done it before and we loved it. And one of the other added advantages of coming to this show at Stamperama is I will be having the latest release available a week before its official release. So you will be able to get the new release before anybody else if you attend the show. So that's an extra little incentive, and it's different to anything we've done before. So again, really, really special. So I think I'm going to give this a blast with my heat gun. Oh, it's got a bit tangled. Come here. There we go. So sorry about the noise, but I'm just going to give it a quick blast. Perfect. Oh, switch off. So let's have a look. Oh dear. Try to hang it back up. So there we go. So we have, as you can see, there's loads of shimmer on there now. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. When I twist it and flex it, you can see how shimmery that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Julie says she's gutted she can't make it. She did think about it, but would mean bringing the boys, and that would cost me a fortune with them wanting me. That is true. Amy says she might have to see that and maybe put an order in with you to collect there and then. Good idea. Fab. So, hi to Caroline. Hello. How are you? That could be it. I might have said demos, classes or something. I just got carried away. Yeah, I think I did want to do a class, Amy, but because I'm not part of Hochanda and it's sponsored by Hochanda, or the craft store as it is now, I wasn't allowed. But I can do demos at my stand, obviously, because that's my stand and I do what I want on my stand. So yeah, so I think that was that's why I wasn't able to do an actual class. So I'm loving this against the black background. That will then go on the inside of our card base, which is our acetate base. So I'm going to stick those together because I think that looks really, really great. I'm going to move this out of the way also, because I think then the next thing after that is I will do a little bit of stamping for you and show you how I coloured in this this cat. And if I can remember, it's been a minute since I did it. So let's get my glue together. Hello, Blake. You should be asleep. You've got school tomorrow. But I'm very pleased to see you, Blake. So hello, and I hope you're enjoying the demo so far. So let's get some glue onto there. Now, what we're going to have when we stick this on the back is obviously, you may, depending on what adhesive you use, you may see it. So what you might want to do is back it up with another piece of cardstock on the outside. But what I'm going to do, and you can see that this is, it warped a little bit, so the glue is great for getting a really good amount of adhesion on there. So, but what does work quite well on acetate is the tape runner. So it is still going to be a bit visible, and like I say, if you're not keen on it being seen, then just put another piece of cardstock over the back, and that should work fine. But I'm just going to do this for speed, and then we can always. Now the only problem that you've got with this is obviously it's see-through, so I can't see what I'm doing to line it up. So just bear with me a moment while I do my best effort at getting a straight line. In fact, let's do it this way. I'm going to pop it on there and pop that there. So you'll probably not be able to see at all what I'm doing. I can't really, but I think we're done good. I probably would have had it a little bit higher up, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to try and remove it. So you see on the back there, you can see the tape. But if you just line up another piece on the top, you'll be fine with that. So now we've got our background there, which is quite cool. I think that looks pretty awesome. And we were going to use this sparkly base and some orange, which really stands out, but we could match the black, which I think I might do, because I think that goes really nicely with that. And then we've got our pussycat that sits in the middle. I love that. I love it. I think that looks great. Then on the inside, so just thinking about what we could do for our sentiment, is we have some really great sentiments which I've then fussy cut here, which you could then pop underneath and just sit in the centre there, which I think I really quite like that. Amy says, and then you can write your message on the bit that you put on the back to hide the glue. That's perfect. Exactly, that's perfect. So yeah, you can definitely do that. Definitely do that. So I think I like this as a little little sentiment, which we've already done. But you could also use this, which is the Too Cute to Spook, which once you've got all of this put together, so imagine that that does fit behind it and you wouldn't even see it. So that could also be very cute. You could cut that out in black or cut that out in the purple and then have the black as the outline, which also would be quite cool. So I might do that also and see whether we like that, because this is a great dye, and it's great to see how everything all kind of like works together and mixes together. So we're getting a plan. It's coming together, isn't it, guys? So let's move these to one side and keep my little guy here for inspiration. See if I can remember how I did him. And let's stamp you one out so that you can see how I did this. I'm a mess here, aren't I? So let's get my stamping platform. Where is she? So yes, so Stamperama. It's going to be really cool. So who would like a little hint or a tip as to what the new release is going to be? A little bit of a sneaky peek. Well, not a sneaky peek, but just a little bit of a hint, a tease of what's going to be in the new release. I'm so excited about it. The release is huge. There will be so much in there for everyone, whether you know, no matter what it is that you like to do. That's a really good point, Amy. She's saying about how you can crop the Too Cute to Spook and just use the Too Cute bit, which is really cool, because then you can use that for anything. So, we're having a couple of me's. So, the new release is going to be something totally different, like I say. It is going to be something that is being a bit of a passion project of mine for the last, well, since the start of the year, really. Very much has been something that I've been working on, researching, practicing, playing about with, and it's been a long time in the development of, and it, like I say, it is huge. I think it will suit all styles of crafter. I hope so. And for those of you that might be wanting to try something a little bit new, hi Lindsay. And it is based around memory keeping. So it's memory keeping with a Time for Tea design spin. So it's not what I would call traditional scrapbooking. It is definitely memory keeping, but you could use it also for your card making. So there's a lot of elements in there that you would still use for your card making. And like I say, there is a lot of stuff in there in this release, a lot. So, and the design team will very much be able to vouch for that, I'm sure, because I have obviously been through it all with those guys, and it took forever to go through it all. So there's bound to be something in there that you all will enjoy, definitely. And like I say, it's something a little bit different to what we've done before, but there will be lots of fabulous examples of how you can use it for card making, for scrapbooking, for memory keeping, for doing all your little mini books, that kind of thing. You are going to absolutely love it. I'm so proud of it and how it's turned out, because like I say, it did take a lot of planning, but it's such a cool addition to the Time for Tea product list. So yeah, so that is a little sneak of what's to come. And what I will try my best to do before Stamporama is do a little bit of a sneak reveal, so that you guys that are coming to Stamporama know what you might be able to get your hands on before everyone else, which would be so cool. But then the official release, like I said, will be the week after Stamporama, I think. Which is it the 29th, did I say? The 29th of October is the official release date. But the 23rd, if you come to the show, you'll be able to snag your items earlier, and probably with a bit of a show discount added in as well. So, we've stamped out a little kitty, and this is my inspiration here. So, I normally start with my my kitty, but I'm going to do the background first this time. And I don't remember exactly what colours I used, so I'm going to do a little bit of a guesstimate, just based on what I think I've used. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you as well, just so that you can see if it'll let me. Come on. There we go. Oh dear. Sometimes it doesn't let me grab the screen. There we go. How's that? That should be a bit better, shouldn't it? Yay. Amy's intrigued. Yeah, I think you will really enjoy. If you enjoy your crafts, then you're gonna love this. And it's something a little bit different, which is what I was really interested in, doing something that was a little bit different to the norm. We will be then following that up quite quickly afterwards with another release, hopefully around mid-November, all being well. So yeah, so there is lots coming up. Let's have a look. What colour? Try a bit of this. I'm not sure if this is the colour that I used. I feel like I went for a bit of a stronger. So I'm just making little stripes essentially with starting with my yellow, and then moving up to my orange. And I think I probably did go with a slightly darker colour of orange. Let's have a try of the YR. That looks a little bit darker, doesn't it? And just working my way up. And I'll go back over the colours that I've just used to blend these in. And the reason why I'm doing the background first is that if I do go over onto my kitty a little bit, when I colour my kitty in, I can really just go over that. So let's go back to the Y15, which I think I might have needed a bit of a stronger colour for that one, but let's just blend that in a little bit. And then the Y38, which is a really nice, as it says, shade of honey. That'll blend those two oranges together nicely. we go. A deeper kind of yellow. Let's try. Yeah, that might be a good transition colour. So, sorry, this is the Y35, and I'm just going to use that as a bit of a transition yellow to warm up the Y15, and then we'll just go back over that. There we go. And then pinks. Now then, what pink did I use? So this is a pink that is quite close to the picked raspberry. Let's have a look. I wanted to do something with the background here, Annalisa, that was just a little bit different, you know. This is a really nice colour, isn't it? Yeah, this is a really nice colour, one that I've kind of just you know, discovered really, and is very, very nice pink colour, nice warm pink. So let's do that too, and you can see here where I've blended that around the tip of the cap of his hat here, or her hat. So I'm going to take it up to that line and a little bit beyond, because that's where we've created the blend. And again, I'm creating this stripe to where the orange is, so I'm matching my direction there. Doesn't have to be totally perfect, of course. And then I'm going to take the YR16, which was our darker orange, and I'm just going to bring that up over that bit of pink to blend that together. And again, do the same to just smooth those edges out, so it looks like it's gradually moving up. That's working quite well. Danielle sings she's going to sell one of her boys because they smell anyway. I love that, that's really funny. Now then, for purples, let's have a look. I think that the purples that I might have used might be along these lines. Let's have a look. Let's see, we've got a V06, which is a lavender colour, which does look like that might be the lightest. V09, that's very nice and dark. And we've got a super dark BV colour there. What's the V17? Let's have a look at this one. That's a good colour. And then in between, so that's a bit too pale, isn't it? V6, V4, yeah, right, okay, let's try these on for size. So this is the V06. I'm going to use that as my first transition colour here. And we'll take that up to about there. Looking good. And I'm going to blend this line out with that pink again. So I'm just going to use a bit of a circular motion to just really diffuse that edge a little bit. There we go. That's pretty cool. And then again, I can go back over that with a V06. What essentially we're doing here is we're adding colour and taking away colour as we blend. And resaturating areas that had dried, that have created that kind of dappled look that you sometimes get. So by just reactivating that area, you help smooth out that area and make it look less patchy. Julie says she's going to have to say goodnight. The boys are sleeping, need to get some sleep. His rheumatology appointment tomorrow. Oh, good luck with that, Julie. Really good luck. Lovely to see you this evening, and good night to the boys. I'm so glad you could join us. What else have I got to tell you? So much stuff. I don't know if you guys have been watching our stories and so on Instagram and Facebook, but we have really exciting news. We have moved to new premises. So Time for Tea HQ is moving now. It's kind of moving and kind of, you know, staying where it is, because I will still have a base here, and I will probably be doing my lives from here as you know, just as normal, mainly because obviously I do them in an evening and it's just easier to do them then from home. I've got all the equipment set up and so on, so it probably is more convenient to do the lives from here. But the rest of the operation will be moving to new premises and is in the process of moving. So I'm so excited, because the other thing that means, and I know a lot of you have been asking about this for a while, is I will be able to hold classes there in person, because I will have the space. The venue that we're in is actually called The Venue, which is really quite cool, and it has the most amazing space for all kinds of things. Actually, I want a darker colour. What's this one? No, that's too blue. Too blue. I want a darker purple, but I can't seem to find one. What colour is this? No, that's also too grey. Oh no, that was too blue, wasn't it? I think that might be, it's darker, but it's not quite the colour I wanted. We might layer that up. I don't think I used this in the previous example, but maybe I did. I'm talking to myself now, aren't I? What am I doing? So let's go over that with this. So yes, we picked up the keys for the new place on Monday. No, Tuesday. And yeah, it's just been so exciting. We've been spending a lot of time just getting the room prepped and cleaned, and I mean, it was, you know, it was okay. Obviously it's had people there previously, so you want to make it your own space, don't you? You want to just so we've painted the walls, just kept it nice and fresh and clean. So we've been doing that for the last couple of days. Tomorrow we're going in and we're going to be cleaning the carpets, all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm really excited to get in there, move everything across. It's going to mean I've got so much more space for you know, packing your orders and for holding stock. And like I say, it's going to mean that I've got room to hold workshops, do classes, maybe even organise some retreats in the future, because again, we've got the space for it. The facilities there are incredible. They've got like a little cafe that we can tap into. They've got like I say, a much larger space for if we were to hold a crafting retreat for you know, upwards of 30 people if we wanted to. In my little crafty space, I think I could probably easily get around 15 in there, doing some bits. So yeah, I'm hoping that come sort of November time, we might be able to start advertising some actual workshops, which would be so cool. And I would love to meet you guys in real life, in person. So let's just do this. Danielle says, that's very exciting, Jo, you're on the up and up. Amy says she's excited. Annalisa says, I wouldn't trust your painters. And Danielle says, true, they look like dodgy folk to me. Oh, honestly, we had such a laugh. So, obviously you recognise Ant. He is very dodgy, obviously. So he was painter helper number one. And then his friend Ash came to help us out as well. And I mean, he lives miles away. He lives in Dronfield, which is a good drive. I mean, bless him, he came all that way on his day off to come and help. Free labour for the day. But it was so funny because more of the paint ended up on him and pretty much everywhere else than it did on the walls, which was very funny. And yeah, we obviously took quite the mickey out of him for that. So, but yeah, I've never known anybody make such a mess when they were painting. So it was very, very funny. But do you know what? We wouldn't have got it done in the time that we did if it wasn't for his help. So we're very appreciative, and I'm so appreciative of Ant as well on his day off, helping me out, which he always does. So yeah, we were really surprised how quickly we got through that. But because it is a big room, it's a sizable room, but it's pretty much almost a square. I don't think it's quite square, but if you're going to be exact about it, but it's, you know, nice straight walls, nothing complicated, very straightforward. So yeah, it was great. So like I said, the next thing to do is to clean the carpet, which we're doing tomorrow. We're hiring a carpet cleaner, and then next week we start the process of the big move, which is going to be horrendous. I just know it is. But it's got to be done. Lizzie says she can't wait to take a trip up there, looking forward to it. Yay! Emma says a treat would be good. A few days crafting would warrant the drive up. That's what I thought. If we did over like a couple of days, find out kind of what the local hotels are like, put on some food, it'd be great. Maybe link up with some other craft companies as well. Yeah, it'd be good. The kitty is so cute. Thank you, Marie. So let's colour the cat. So for the cat. So I didn't really tell you what I was doing there, did I? So for the floor and for the hat, I used the N group of greys. For the cat itself, I'm going to use cool greys so that he stands out a little bit. And I am going to just really colour to the outline rather than... let me grab my cool greys. Because I might do something that I never do, which is start with my darkest first, because what I want to do is create the effect of him being almost white, but him being kind of hit by the moonlight, if you like, and keeping him as pale as possible. I have a tendency to, when I'm colouring in a full colour of Kitty, that it can become very dark very quickly, and I really don't want to do that with this guy. And you can see that I've pretty much managed it on this one with a bit of self-discipline. So I'm going to do that here, and I'm definitely going to be picking your brains, Amy, for advice on retreats, because you've held them before, haven't you? And you know, oh, what am I doing? You know how they go, so that would be, you know, be really cool. So yeah, definitely be coming to you for some help and advice on that, because I know they take a lot of organising and a lot of work. So I'm going in with the C3 now, and I'm going to blend out that edge that we've just created. and move that kind of into the middle of the image. Amy says they're great fun and you'll be great. Oh, bless you. And if we want a hand with moving boxes, let you know. It's miles for you to come, Amy. Bless your heart. We do need some help though, but it is a long way for you to come. So we've booked hired a van for next week, and so the process begins. I don't know if we told you before we went away, we've traded in the big Land Rover. I mean, what a time to trade it in when really we could absolutely have used it right now. And we've not only have we traded it in for, you know, because the Land Rover is a big car, and you can get plenty in it, or you could, but now we've traded it in for probably the smallest car possible, which is a Fiat 500. So I'm not really going to be getting much in that, I don't think. So I am going to try a few little trips with a few boxes over the weekend, but yeah, the majority of it is going to have to wait for the big van. Because yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that needs to be moved. I mean, so the new release has been delivered and there are boxes literally all over our house. So the timing really of the move couldn't be better because there is stuff literally everywhere. So I'm colouring in the majority of the rest of my cat in the C1 because, like I say, I want him to be quite pale. I want him to look quite soft. So I'm just going to add that colour in to him and go over some of those areas that we've already coloured to blend those in. Tip of his tail. There we go. Now this is the bit where we can really start to add in a little bit of definition. I'm going to let that dry back a little bit because we've saturated the whole of my paper there and I don't want any bleed. It's just past York kind of, and I can move boxes. Oh bless you, that's... How long would it take you to get to Sheffield, do you think, Amy? It's got to be a couple of hours. Wow, you're a good friend, and if you're available, I'm sure we would be very much appreciative. So let me do the R21 for his ears. So I feel that's a nice neutral colour there. I'm not going to give him any colour to his cheeks because I feel that wouldn't work with this kind of style or background. And I'm going to, now that's dried back a little bit, I think I'm going to go back in with a bit of C5 to add in a bit of definition around some of these areas here. Just to bring those back to life a little bit, because we've blended those out a little bit. Go back in there. Yeah, no problem, Gamey. Thank you. You're a treasure. We were looking at hiring like a man and his van, but we'd only got them. They were so expensive, and we only got them for a couple of hours, and we were like, oh, just don't know if that's going to be enough. And obviously the time that we're doing it, friends and family are all working, so yeah, it was like it's just going to be me and Aunt, and that's going to be tough. So, but it's going to be fun as well. So. Yeah, this is coming together, isn't it? Oop. And then just blend the final bit out. Lovely. So So now we've got our little guy body, we can do the eyes. So on this one I did the eyes in green because I thought they really stood out really nice. They just made a nice bit of bold contrast, which was cute. So, but again, I can't quite remember which green I used. So let's grab a couple and have a little play. Let's see. So that's quite a nice pale. Oh, I love that colour. I love the YG greens. I don't know about you. I will work for food or crafty supplies. Only joking, bless you. Well, we can definitely sort you out with both of those, so don't worry. And they, you know, one of the fun things is, oh, I've gone over the line there. One of the fun things is as well, which I know is like really daft. It's a bit like when you're, you know, setting up your first home kind of thing, buying things like a kettle and a little fridge, and I bought like a microwave as well, so that you know, we're pretty much self-sufficient in our little room. So yeah, that's been really fun doing all of that. So I'm hogging the colours that I'm using here again. So I've just used the lightest of the YG colours, which has worked really quite well. They blend beautifully together. So you've got the YG03, the YG01 as my mid colour there. And then the YG00 is my lightest shade just around the edges and the middle of the brim of the hat to create that little highlight. So that's pretty much all of the colouring done there. What I did to just create a little bit of extra atmos for my character and my background, just pop those back. There we go. And all that away. Is I added a bit of a sparkle pen, which I've got a silver sparkle pen. Where's that one? Is this one? Yeah, so I've got this silver sparkle pen, which I do believe we have got some of these in the shop, and we've got various glitter pens in the shop, and I've used that to just colour in my stars, which again works really well and works with the rest of our theme. So I'll just colour those in. And I'm just using a dotting action just to build up some of that glitter. And you could also use some of that to create some like little glittery stars in your background as well, which is quite fun. And then what I've done on this one, I also created some additional little kind of stars in my white Jelly Roll pen, as well as adding a few little highlights on my kitty as well. So a few little dots and dashes here and there, just finish him off really. Just make little bits stand out. Do them on his eyes as well, and a few little dashes there on the brim of the hat. Works really well. Just to help it stand out a little bit, which looks really cute. And if I've gone over anywhere on my my clouds, I can just use my Jelly Roll pen just to neaten those up really easily. So just on the edges there where I've gone over the line, you can just use those. And then I'm just going to add some Jelly Roll dots to my background as well, which will act as like little stars. And again, using a dotting action just helps that flow of the ink. if you're struggling. I'm just turning my paper round so that I don't put my arm in it. A few more dots. And I think that that's our little guy done. So there you go, they're pretty much very similar, aren't they? Hello, sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of a technical issue, but we're back. We're back in the room. Sorry about that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Oh, too far. Come on, grab. Oh, heavens. Come on. Grab. This is a fun roller coaster ride, isn't it? There we go. Come on. Sometimes it just doesn't let me grab the screen to move it. There we go. We've got it. We're back in the room. Sorry, no, it was me. It was because we had a little bit of I was losing a bit of power. So it brought up a notification to say that I needed to plug in. So apologies. And then I dropped you. So sorry about that, guys. I know this is it. I can't actually type or do anything with my nails, Amy. It's hilarious. So okay, now then, back to the story then. Now we're back on track. Let's construct a little bit. So we've got our background here, and we're going to use this guy, and we're going to use this. We're going to use this nice silver because that works with some of the shimmer that we've got. Now, when you use the die that's part of this Spooktacular stamp set, where did it go? This one, it cuts out the centerpiece, so it doesn't cut a whole scallop background. It cuts out a frame, so you can make shaker cards, that kind of thing. But obviously the centerpiece cuts out as well, which is perfectly sized. So what will make it easy for you and what you want to do is just stick that down, either using a bit of tape, or just with a bit of washi tape so it holds in place. And I know I have got some actual tape somewhere, but where would I have put it? Or you could just use some normal tape, you know, you don't have to use double-sided tape. I just like the double-sided tape, to be fair. Let's have a look. Is that tape or no? That's not tape. That's not tape. Got so many things. Here we go. This'll do. This is a bit of double-sided tape, so we can just use a little bit of that just to keep this in place. You see, and stop it moving around, so that we can adhere everything together, you see. So I'll put a little bit on there, and a little bit on there. And then I will probably stick this on with the tape runner anyway. And you can see, you're going to be able to see that underneath. So again, you're going to want to cover this with another circle. So we do have a circle cut, don't we, somewhere? Albeit I think it was in a different colour. So we could definitely cut another one out. Yeah, I had a green one. I don't want to use green. So we'll cut another colour and pop that in the back there. And that will cover it all up. So it's just about making it a little bit neater, isn't it? When you come to do the final presentation. So let's remove that. That's the only thing when you're working with acetate, is that you've just got to think, what's going to be visible, what are people going to see? If you know, are you bothered if people can see it? Maybe it doesn't worry you too much if that's showing, some of the workings are showing. I do like to cover those things up. You can replicate exactly what you've done on the outside on the inside, and that will obviously then that will cover everything up. So I want that pretty much in the middle, so that's on there. So you can see, look, we can see that tape on the inside, but that's okay because we can cover that up. And then my little cat on the front, which looks adorable, I'm going to pop on some foam pads, which are down here somewhere. Yes, let's try some of these. And then, like I say, I think I'm going to put the Too Cute to Spook on the inside. Because I think that'd look pretty cool. In fact, I've come up with a great idea. Right, so let's pop him in the centre. Oh no, not quite central. There we go. Oh, I love it. And he stands up perfectly. Yes. Love it. Okay, so that's looking great. So now we've got Too Cute to Spook. I need the background piece in some black, because that will match with what we've got going on here. Can't pick anything up with these nails. It's crazy. It's just crazy. So let's just chop this down. So we've got that. The Too Cute to Spook. We could either cut out of some silver or some purple. The silver might look quite cool. Did I have a little bit of silver? I'm going to try it in the silver, and we can always change it. What do I do with the silver? There it is. Just think it'll tie in with this here, which I think is pretty cool. So let's try and use our cardstock wisely here. And just trim this bit out. Pop these through. I also want to cut out another background like this to cover up my workings on the inside. So I'm going to use the die from in the Spooktacular set and a bit of washi on there. And we should be able to get most of this onto our Gemini plate, I think, because it's a nice A4 size plate, which is one of the beauties of using the Gemini. The larger one is that you can get more on here. So let's just position those on there as best we can. And let's run this through once and see what happens. Is anybody else making cards for Halloween? I know it's something that I don't send cards for Halloween, but I really enjoy making cards for Halloween because I love the colours, the fun designs. They're always so much fun to make, and you can really do something very different, I think. So this looks like it's cut really, really well. So let's pop that out of there. tidy up a little bit here. Oh, do you know, this has been so much fun. I haven't done, like I say, any crafting for such a long time, so it's been really nice just to do a bit of fun crafting with you guys tonight. I'm really enjoying this. I do miss it. It's so easy to get out of the habit of doing it. Oh, I love that. Let me just poke out my pieces into my bin here. The little waste pieces. There we go. It's got more, hasn't it? Yes. Yeah, I really think that looks so cool. So that, when we've put that together, that should fit really nicely in there in the centre, and it'll be totally covered up so you won't see it until you open, which is cool. So let's add my glue. Where's that gone? The silver sparkle sentiment on the black looks so good, doesn't it, Amy? Amy says she loves the colours for Halloween, and she's made quite a few this year. That's really cool. So let's get some glue on here. I am quite excited to do some Christmas crafting, you know. I've resisted it as long as I possibly can because I didn't want to accept that summer was over. But I think now we've had our holiday and we've had the sunshine, we've had that last little bit of sunshine, I think, yeah, I'm getting a little bit excited for doing some cosy Christmassy crafts. I think that's going to be really fun too. So let me just make sure, if we do that pretty much dead centre, that's going to be perfect, I think. So I'm not going to add any bulk to this, so I'm going to use my liquid glue because if I've not positioned it perfectly I can still move it, but that looks to be grand. So pop that down, covers up, perfect. So I think the next bit now is to just cover up this little bit, and I'll possibly cover up this bit on the back as well, just to give it a little bit of a nicer finish. So let's add some liquid glue to this, which will it will dry on the acetate. It just takes a little bit longer, so you just have to be a bit patient with it. So and I want to line up my scallops as well, which I'm not doing a very good job of. There we go. There we go. I think I've got it right. And then I'm just going to pop some acrylic blocks on there just for a moment, just to hold that down, because we need to cut out the centre, because we've got a black centre, which it would be too black. We could do a nice purple centre. I feel like that could be quite cute, couldn't it? Rather than sparkly. So I might use this bit of, I have cut this out already and there's a bit of an oval, but it's got a bit of a smudge on it. So I'm going to use the centre of this to make my circle, as it's to hand. It's quite convenient. So I'll pop that through there. And for the back, like Amy says, you can maybe write your message on the back of that, or you could, so we've also got a really nice purple scallop there, which is going to be really cool. I mean, that looks really good with the black, doesn't it? So let's take that off there. you could write your message in there, couldn't you? So let's add this on the inside. And again, I think we'll add our block on the top there just while we let it adhere. And then for the piece on the back, I think we might do that in black as well, just to keep it all together. What are the dyes? There they are. So what size did we use? We used the 3rd size, didn't we? Yeah. So we'll pop that on the back, I think, so it's consistent. And I've got lots of black, so it's also economical. Right, so pop this one into the die cutting machine. So again, sorry for the noise, guys. The Gemini is rather noisy. Yeah, so look out for more updates on the move. That will be, I'll be trying to keep you know, one of the things that I sometimes find really hard to keep on top of, like just the, you know, just doing little updates on social media, updates to your stories, because it's so easy just to crack on with your day and realise that you've not actually spoken to anyone. So yeah, so I will try and keep you updated on our progress with the move as well over the next few days, so you can see how things are progressing. I can see we've got some questions. Amy says she loves the cards so much. Thank you. Lindsay says the sentiment looks fab in the silver. Lucianne saying, what plates do I use? So the plates for the Gemini, so it's a Gemini, I can't remember the actual name of the machine, but it's the larger one. The I know they do a huge one now, like a Pro. It's not that one. It's the A4 size plates for the Gemini. Mine are very well used and a little bit warped, which is just I think it's just the way things are, isn't it? That's what happens to your plates. I'm going to do this with some tape just because it's a bit more of an instant grab, which means I'm going to have to be a bit clever about how I line it up as well. But it's funny because the light, although the light is quite good for the filming, for me it's there's a bit of a shadow being cast. There we go. I think I've done that quite well. How many plates? Oh, sorry. So it's 3 plates. I'll show you. You have your cutting plate, and then you have like your I don't know what that's called, like a shim kind of a plate, and then you put your 3rd plate on top. So your sandwich is cutting plate, the shim, and then your top plate, and your sandwich looks like that. So 3 plates in total. I've only really had to use an extra shim when I'm doing embossing with a stencil rather than an embossing folder, because they will go through just with your normal plates. But if you're dry embossing with a stencil, you might want to use a rubber shim in your mix, or you might want to use a little bit of extra cardstock perhaps. So so there we go. So we've got that. Now I did think that our little Have a Perfect Halloween could pop on there. So when you opened it, you've actually got the two little sentiments, which I think is quite sweet. So I think I'm going to add that on there as well. It's a little bit of an extra fun sentiment. And that can go in the middle of there. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I put it that way around so that when you open it, obviously you can read it. This way around, it's upside down, but when you open it, you're going to see it the right way up, if that makes sense. And then we've also got in that stamp set a few extra little bits of like little sentiments and embellishments. So we've got the sentiments eek and boo and meow as well. And what's this one that I've cut out? That one's woo. And then you've also got the little candy corn, and we've got a little sweetie as well. So on the inside, just for extra decoration, we could add the little meow, the little woo, little candy corn, little sweetie, and that's quite cute, isn't it? And then maybe boo. Yeah, quite like that, just for a little bit of something fun to see on the inside. Kind of works, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. So I have to try and hold this down using my not sure that's even weighty enough. Right, let's try, and I'm going to use my reverse action tweezers, and we'll just add a little bit of glue. Stick these down. This is, you know, just generally this is me all over, isn't it? That I don't know when to stop. But I just love the idea of adding these extra little embellishments and little things. Just makes me happy. So a bit of a boo can go. Which way should we do it? That way. And squeeze. And then the final one, the little bit of a sweetie there. Just adds a little bit of extra colour, a bit of excitement. And we'll just, again, just add our acrylic blocks to the top of that to give them a chance to set a little bit. So I think we're pretty much there now, aren't we? I'm really happy with this, so I'll show you how it all stands up in a second. I'm just going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Put my little guy back in there, the little cute little spider and the cute little ghosty. We can use those on a different card later. And the thing is, you could use these on little gift cards, make little gift tags with them, and they'll all match together and they'll all work together, which is also another really cool thing to do, is to have all of your gifts and things for Halloween all matching. So that's really cool. So I think they're pretty much set on there. Give that a little bit of a wipe, and there we go. Let me have a look. Awesome wondered why I struggle cutting out. Ah, no problem, Lucy. If you were having a little bit of an issue with your cutting, yeah, if you've not got your sandwich right, that's probably what's caused it. So obviously you can see a little bit of glare from the lights on our acetate, so you can see that we have our little floating cat there. If I turn it to one side, you can see that, which is really cool. On the inside, we've also got the really cool Too Cute to Spook on this fun background, and then we've also got an extra little message at the top there. But if you didn't want to add this that I've done, the little bit of extra, that could be where you write your own little message to and from, which would be really cool as well. And then we finished off the background just really nice and neat with the black cardstock there. So this, you can see it stands up perfectly on its own. It's really quite sturdy, really fun, because it looks like the front of it is floating. So it's just a really fun card, something a bit different, that people perhaps won't be expecting. So yeah, I hope that's just inspired you to do something a little bit different. Like I say, I saw somebody do something similar on YouTube which inspired me, so hopefully this has inspired you to do something with acetate. Lindsay says, so cute, lovely, love this set, so adorable. Danielle says, fabulous concept card, I need to try it. Yeah, you definitely need to try it. It's a really cool effect. I love it. I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. And I love the fact that you can't see the sentiment until you open it, and then you get this gorgeous big sentiment with that sparkly background. It's really pretty. Really cool. There you go. That's our Too Cute to Spook Halloween card. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy that's you know, that you've enjoyed that, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it's been a while since we were last crafting together, so it's been so much fun to get back into it. I'm excited to get into the new office space and start doing some more crafting again. We'll be back next Thursday for another crafting live, so we're back to our normal schedule now. The only thing I need to make you aware of is that there might be a couple of days next week where we do suspend shipping slightly just while we move all the stock to the new offices, because obviously while we're in the midst of moving everything, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to sort and pack orders. So but we will put a note on the website if that's the case, and we'll send a newsletter out to all of our subscribers just to let you know, but it should only be for a couple of days. So thank you again for your patience while we move everything over and get reorganized. Cool, so I shall bid you all good night and happy Halloween for the end of the month. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. And we'll see you obviously on social media as we move premises. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.